Welcome to NinonSpeaks. I'm Ninon Pureza, and of course, this is an incredible show. It's like an international show. So tonight's show is actually coming out of, our guest is coming out of New York. I don't know what part of New York, but I will find out pretty shortly. We have Solomon Chertok with me, and he is a producer, an actor, and all the above. Because when you're in show business and when you're a producer, you are a director. And then when you are a director, you're a talent scout. And then when you're a talent scout, you're also an extra because they need someone in that place and you jump in. And Solomon is actually agreeing with me. Solomon, how are you?
I'm doing great, and it's an honor and pleasure to be on your show.
Oh, it's great. It's an honor to have you on the show, especially from New York. If I ever had a place to live, I'd live in New York.
Absolutely. Manhattan, the Big Apple.
Are you in Manhattan?
Yes, I am. Born and raised.
Born and raised. Are you not? You're not in the same place though you were born in.
Believe it or not, yes, I am.
The same place you were born in?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
That adjective has been used with me a lot.
So what part of Manhattan are you in? Just so I can visualize it. The Plaza Hotel and the park.
No, I'm down on the Lower East Side. I'm near like where South Street Seaport's, near not that far off from where the World Trade Center used to be. So I'm like downtown.
Oh, you're downtown. Oh, it's beautiful down there.
Downtown.
Isn't that also where the Italian quarters are down there?
Yeah, I'm not far from Little Italy and China.
Oh, I love Little Italy. Oh, what is that restaurant called? There's a restaurant there called Mulberry's.
Oh, there was another. Oh, the one that I like, or I think it was something with an F. Like trying to remember it right now, but it's a famous one that
they have
so many.
Yeah, they're fabulous restaurants there and food and everything else. Okay, so let's get down to what you're up to and what you're doing. What are you up to at the moment? What are you? We've gone through this COVID thing. We've all been shut down and dispersed from everybody. Now. Welcome to NinonSpeaks. I'm Ninon Pureza, and of course, this is an incredible show. Welcome to NinonSpeaks. I'm Ninon Pureza, and of course, this is an incredible show. It's like an international show. So tonight's show is actually coming out of, our guest is coming out of New York. I don't know what part of New York, but I will find out pretty shortly. We have Solomon Chertok with me, and he is a producer, an actor, and all the above. Because when you're in show business and when you're a producer, you are a director. And then when you are a director, you're a talent scout. And then when you're a talent scout, you're also an extra because they need someone in that place and you jump in. And Solomon is actually agreeing with me. Solomon, how are you?
I'm doing great, and it's an honor and pleasure to be on your show.
Oh, it's great. It's an honor to have you on the show, especially from New York. If I ever had a place to live, I'd live in New York.
Absolutely. Manhattan, the Big Apple.
Are you in Manhattan?
Yes, I am. Born and raised.
Born and raised. Are you not? You're not in the same place though you were born in.
Believe it or not, yes, I am.
The same place you were born in?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
That adjective has been used with me a lot.
So what part of Manhattan are you in? Just so I can visualize it. The Plaza Hotel and the park.
No, I'm down on the Lower East Side. I'm near like where South Street Seaport's, not that far off from where the World Trade Center used to be. So I'm like downtown.
Oh, you're downtown. Oh, it's beautiful down there.
Downtown.
Isn't that also where the Italian quarters are down there?
Yeah, I'm not far from Little Italy and China.
Oh, I love Little Italy. Oh, what is that restaurant called? There's a restaurant there called Mulberry's.
Oh, there was another. Oh, the one that I like, or I think it was something with an F. Like trying to remember it right now, but it's a famous one that
They have
so many.
Yeah, they're fabulous restaurants there and food and everything else. Okay, so let's get down to what you're up to and what you're doing. What are you up to at the moment? What are you? We've gone through this COVID thing. We've all been shut down and dispersed from everybody. Now we're all climbing back in again. Where are you?
Well, I'm right here.
Yeah, definitely. So what are you up to right now? What's going on with your production? You have a production company?
Oh, I don't have a production company. I go from like one gig to another gig. I go from one to another. I don't like to be tied down. But the big thing that I'm doing right now, I've been since as you mentioned, with the pandemic and the shutdown, since 2020, I've been doing nonstop voiceover work. And the big thing is Titus, the animated action adventure web series that's online.
Wow.
This animated action adventure series. I'm the voice, the lead character over here.
Oh, you're the voice of that?
Yeah, I'm Robert, the lead voice, which is from the creator Delmar Burkett.
Okay. Give me a little bit of it.
Well, basically, it's about these demon spirits that basically have awoken to try to resurrect their leader, Titus, to take over the world. And it's up to two guys, Robert and Charles. I'm the voice of Robert. They team up with this warrior female, Jasmine, to stop Titus. And that's what this animated action adventure web series is. And I'm thrilled to be a part of it. It's my first animated voiceover.
And what sort of voice do you use? Can I hear the voice you use for it?
Believe it or not, it's actually this voice right now.
Oh, you didn't have to do much.
Well, that was the thing about it. I actually auditioned for the other character, the tough guy, Charles. See, he's more the tough guy, ladies' man. And the director of Delmar Burkett thought I was more for Robert, which is the intellectual, neurotic, unsure of himself at times. And he's like, oh, you fit that,
Perfectly. But I think that to play the part of a ladies' man would probably have been a little bit more exciting.
Very true. I mean, I gave him my go around for it, but the amazing AJ Velasquez got that role, and we're a very good team on this whole thing right here. And it's just an honor and a pleasure to be working on that series, which, right now we're up to episode 5, just aired last week, because he's airing it 1 episode per month, and it started last October on Halloween. Was when episode 1
oh my
came
goodness.
online. And he's doing it one episode per month. It's airing on YouTube and Daily Motions and on the NTitusVDM.com website.
Okay. That's TV14, whatever that is.
Are on there that have aired so far. There are about 9 episodes to season 1, although episode 3 was a 2-parter, so technically it's 10 episodes.
Yes.
So episode 5 just aired last week, and we're going to have episode 6 airing this month on April 30th. That's right. You got an exclusive here. April 30th, episode 6, which happens to be my favorite episode of the series.
Okay, so we'll be able to see it now. If I want to go to it, where will I go? Will I go on my internet?
Yeah, you can on NTitusVDM.com.
Okay. There you go. That's for the audience to see that, so they know what that is. Titus, that's
VDM.com.
okay.
Go on the website. You can see all the episodes that have been online that have aired so far, as well as the cast and crew bios, and even the 2011 live action version that Delmar created several years ago. He tried 2 seasons of a live action version.
That's right.
And he wasn't really too satisfied with it because there was a lot he couldn't do because of special effects and the budget that he was working with. So he thought about it and he was like, you know what, let's do it animation. And by doing it animation, he's very happy with it because he can do a lot of things he couldn't do live action wise back in 2011.
Absolutely. And I think this animation stuff is doing very well right now. A lot of people are involved. I've even seen commercials now. I saw one the other day with the actual man driving and the animation of a dog.
That's correct.
Yeah, and they're doing all these different things. They're putting these animated people in there. And then they have people like you. You become the dog, the voice of the dog.
That's the thing. Believe it or not, I was the voice of Elmo in a short parody film called The Curse of Elmo, which you can actually find on YouTube. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Ninon.
I can literally say I was Elmo in a movie.
I love it. I love it. You are very animated yourself. You're very out there. You're very. So, do you prefer doing voiceovers more than anything? Well, maybe because of the COVID, you had.
2020 with the voice, and I've done voiceovers beforehand, but it was just nonstop when the pandemic happened. And the only big difference is before, when I used to do it, I would always go to the studio or wherever the director was to record it. Now I'm recording it from where I am, as well as everybody, because we have a wonderful cast that's all over the country, and we're recording it from our homes. And the one negative that I have about it, what I kind of missed from before, where when I was in the studio, the director was there and telling me, okay, say this line slower, sadder, or more angrier.
Yes.
And that's a direct feedback.
Yes.
I don't get that now. I get a delayed feedback, because when I email the audio files, the director will usually respond maybe a couple hours later or a day or two later. So like you're waiting and waiting, like, did I get it right? Did I get it right? Did I get it right? And you find out like, yeah, I got it right. Or no, I have to re-record it all over again.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Delayed.
Yes. Now, when you have to record something over again, do you get repaid for that, or you just get paid for the job?
It's basically, it's for the whole gig. It's not, I'm not getting paid for redoing it over. It's like, that's part of the whole thing of redoing it over and over till you get it right.
Yes, yeah. So that can be rather tedious at times. You keep doing it to try to get it right. And
yeah, I mean, that's why when being in the studio or being with him right away, I mean, that's another thing. When you're doing it at home, there's more pressure on the actor in terms of making sure the quality of the recording is really good.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the studio, they're doing it for you. All you have to do is just bring your voice and just do it. But it's like, it puts more of a challenge on the actor.
Like, it's half a dozen of one and half a dozen of the other. It's like, the convenience of being home, but then the inconvenience of redoing it and everything else you want to do. So now let's go over to your producing side of life. So what sort of things do you produce, and what do you like to produce as a producer?
I've done a lot, where I've done one feature film, a bunch of shorts. I have actually a short that's actually filming now, but it was delayed because of COVID, which is a horror film called Trevor the Clown, which that's Trevor, my friend Dave DeSico. This is his invention, this clown character, which
is the movie called Trevor?
Yeah, it's called Trevor, and it's a big franchise, horror franchise. It's this killer clown that my friend Dave DeSico created. And basically, when we've gone to comic book conventions where he's dressed up as that character, so many people flock over to him to take pictures with him. Even celebrities go over to him and they take pictures. And a lot of people have always said to him throughout the years, what about making a movie about it? And that's where he actually wrote a origin feature-length film screenplay called Works, which he entered it in several screenplay competitions, and it really did very good in them, including the 2015 Capital Fund Screenplay Contest, and it was named, placed at number 17 on the top 100 hot list. And it's been out there, that the origin film, that Works, and there's been a lot of production companies as well as filmmakers that were interested in the film, but the issue was they were interested in the script, but not me or Dave attached to it, or they loved the character of Trevor.
Didn't like the script.
And get rid of the script, but Dave did not want to do that. For Dave DeSico, this is his baby. This is like how Sylvester Stallone, Rocky was his baby.
His baby,
the only one. Trevor is his baby, because everybody kind of has this feeling that Trevor can be as big as Freddy Krueger or Jason or Michael Myers.
Wasn't there a serial killer or something that was the clown?
Ted Bundy as well. Because a lot of people keep asking Dave, what kind of clown is he in terms of horror? Is he kind of like the Joker? Is he like Pennywise the clown from It? Or, you know, and that's where he wanted, by putting it in the movie, you know, he wanted to say, this is what it's about. Meaning to get rid of all the misconceptions. Is it supernatural? Or so to me, as I describe Trevor as Frankenstein's monster meets Hannibal Lecter. It's the
funny. Why are clowns always portrayed as sort of, you know, the good bad guy? It's like the little kids, oh, the clown, and they get all excited. And then you've got the bad side of the clowns that have got sort of this evil side of them and these strange things they do and get up to.
I think it's because like they have like a kind of like a demonic look on their face in that sense, the clowns.
Yeah.
You know, the Joker movie that Joaquin Phoenix just did kind of shows that, where a lot of, in that film, it showed a lot of people loving the clown, you know, rooting for the anti-hero, but he's really in the Batman universe the villain, you know, but people are fascinated by it. And a lot, to me, I think it's more because it's a devilish look.
It's it's kind of the devil, but not the devil, because kids love clowns. Kids always laugh at clowns. They get all excited, and yet there's the devil in them as well. And it's like, you know, I got this what I call the double face, but it's really this one, and you're right, this very sort of plain face that doesn't laugh, doesn't do anything, has kind of no reactions, but it has a look.
And I've seen kids get scared of Dave's Trevor, his clown, at conventions.
Really?
And crazy is, I've seen people dressed up as Freddy Krueger or Jason or Michael Myers at these conventions. They're not afraid of them, but they're afraid of Dave dressed as Trevor. And I'll never forget one celebrity asking Dave, because there was this little girl on this line that we were waiting for an autograph and picture, who was crying when she saw him in the makeup, you know, the whole mask and the makeup. And it was Shawnee Smith from the Saw movies. She went over to Dave nicely and she asked him, could you take the mask off so that the little girl won't cry?
Recognize who you are.
And Shawnee did, you know, did photos and autographs for Dave, you know, for being a good sport for doing that. And I kept thinking in the back of my head, how is this little girl afraid of Dave dressed as Trevor when there's a guy dressed as Freddy Krueger with the claw blades that, as a kid, that would scare me?
Yeah, but it was the reverse, the total reverse. So exactly. With this clown, is this already, Trevor's not out yet though? You're still filming?
No, we're actually filming. You see, the thing was, because we couldn't get to make works because of the conflict where the production companies didn't want us involved, or they wanted the clown, but not the script. I was saying to Dave over the years, how about let's do a short film to get it out there in the horror film festivals so that people know what Trevor is about.
Who is Trevor? Yeah.
So basically, I mean, at first they didn't want to do it because shorts are adaptations of the feature. Because a lot of the times, like Billy Bob Thornton, he made Sling Blade as a short and he got made into a feature. And
do they do that a lot? They make a short, and then because it's so popular and it's so people like it, and then all of a sudden you get a feature coming up of it.
Exactly. I mean, but it's so hard to do that. I mean, I've done it several times, and the thing is, I've ended up winning awards for it.
Oh my goodness! What awards have you won? Oh, I forget, Trevor. What about your awards?
I've had films that have won either for Best Actor or Best Actress. Named Best Picture, Best Short, you know, so that's the thing about it. I haven't had hit the jackpot where, okay, the short got the money to make the feature. And
you get it. You have tenacity, and you know how to talk. You know, is it the people you know in the business that can help you? And also, I would imagine it's your reputation as after after you do something, what have you left behind? What do people think of you after either being the voiceover, the actor, the producer, director? It's what you leave behind is what people think of you, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like for me personally, I've been in this business since 16 years old.
So you haven't gone around slapping anybody?
No. Believe it or not, I was in a film with him once, Hitch.
Well, oh, Hitch, yeah. Oh, you were?
But I didn't have a scene with him. It was with Kevin James.
Just as well, maybe.
Kevin was actually very funny, you know.
A good guy, but something got hold of him.
I know, but the thing is, you know, with that being Will, I know plenty of actor friends that have actually worked with Will, and they've all said he's a very nice, wonderful guy. He treats everybody in the set very nicely, you know. But yeah, that was shocking last week.
Something happens. But so getting back to, so kind of a, you might not be the best, but it could be the reputation, like showing up on time and also giving extra time and doing over than what you are asked to do. And I think that's sometimes better than actually being the better actor or actress.
Well, absolutely, because to me in this business, word of mouth will either help you or break you. You know, and if you have a good, and that's with me, I've always worked to have a good, positive name, positive reputation, good word of mouth. And that's what to me means a lot. Is word of mouth. You
It
know,
is word of mouth. Yeah, you've got to behave yourself. Going up the ladder takes a long time. Coming down, it takes 2 seconds.
Exactly. Then again, there are some people that can bounce back, you know, like Robert Downey Jr. You know, he did. Look at him now, Iron Man. You know, you know, he's one of those stories of, yeah, you can fall down, but he can get right back up.
And he's actually the type that could do that because he's such an incredible, he's one of my favorite actors because he's actually an actor. He actually plays every single part like it's for real. And we all know he's playing the part, but he does it so well and so good. I think he's directing now, isn't he, and producing? Because they all do that.
He's producing a lot. You know, I haven't seen him direct, but to me, the one film that always sticks out with Robert Downey Jr. is Chaplin, when he played Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin.
You know,
I knew Hal Roach very well.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, Hal Roach was a very good friend of my husband and I for about 10, 15 years. And actually, I went when he had his 100th birthday. I gave him 5 different parties.
Oh, wow.
I gave him one at the Smithsonian in the bird sanctuary, one at the hospital in Woodland Hills, one in Culver City where he had his studio, one at the Bel Air Country Club, and then of course his official birthday. And he called me up. He said, "Aren't you giving me a birthday party?" And I said, "Well, I've just given you 4 big parties." And he said, "Well, what about my birthday?" I said, "Oh, good Lord." So I gave him 5 parties. That was at the Bel Air Country Club.
Right there, 5 parties.
Yeah, 5 parties. Well, he was 100, so you know. So you got to do that. But so yes.
You know, Buster Keaton, Hal Roach, Charlie Chaplin.
He knew all of them. Charlie Chaplin, Little Rascals. He you know how he started the Little Rascals? He was in his office one day, and there's some children. There's a story he told me. There was children playing outside, and he stood there for half an hour watching these kids. And he said, "Well, if I could stand here watching these kids for half an hour, and they entertained me for half an hour, I'm gonna." And he put the whole thing together because of that.
Amazing.
So, anybody. Yeah, and then there's fucking hair. And then anybody, I think some people think it's impossible to do something because they think they have to have a certain something to get to something, but they don't need anything. It's just observation of life. Is that what you do?
Oh, absolutely. One of my early acting classes, the key thing that they said, I mean, one of the exercises was, go to a park, sit down on a bench and start looking at everybody passing you by. Look at what they're doing and come up with, who do you think that person is? What are they doing? Basically, you're trying to put yourself into their shoes.
Yes.
As an actor, that's what you're doing. You're putting yourself into somebody else's shoes.
I mean, you still might be you, but you can't be you when you're playing that part. So you've got to be able to still be you, but switch the personality and actions into that person. And that's hard to do. You know, something's funny. It's very hard to do, but extremely easy.
I definitely agree on to that because there's so much work into it, especially if you have to change your appearance, change, put on an accent, or like literally transform yourself into the role. And it takes a lot out of you, and both mentally, physically, and to me, it's just worth it, because it's been my boyhood dream to be an actor ever since I was 3 or 4, and I saw my first movie on the big screen, which was Star Wars, the original Star Wars.
Oh, how amazing. So what is your goal now with all the things you're doing? And actually you just said it, you want to be a top actor. You look like you could play a lot of Wall Street people, a lot of business people, you could play, the husband of this great family. So what is your goal, and how do you plan to get there to be one of these big actors?
To me, having been doing this since I was 16 years old, I've been around in the business. I've done both Hollywood films, TV shows, independent films, shorts. I even had my own film festival called
Cool.
Sundays in the City March Movie Marathon.
Oh, look at this.
Believe it or not, I ran it from 2005 to 2008. And I've had celebrities come there. I've had Joe Franklin, the late Joe Franklin. He was there. I've had Randy Jones of the Village People. I've had so many different people.
So you've actually mixed with all the celebrities. You've been with the celebrities.
A lot of people know who I am in that sense. Like I said, I created a very good name for myself.
So let's hope with this program, let's hope NinonSpeaks is sort of reaching a lot of these other people that haven't seen you. Look at all this.
Here, Joe Franklin at the...
oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness.
YMCA right there.
Oh, my goodness. You see,
you
don't just talk about it, you actually have done it. You've actually gone through this whole thing, and you know exactly. So you know how it works.
Believe it or not, I was on the set I was 2 years old, but it was in Tucson, Arizona. My parents and my sister took me to old Tucson studios. I was on the set of Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, wow.
And I even have a picture.
Well, that was the original.
Yeah, with Michael Landon. I have a picture with me, Melissa Gilbert, and several of the cast members. Not Michael Landon. Well, my sister got to meet Michael Landon. I was kind of very upset because I wanted to meet him, and I didn't get to meet him that day, but my sister did. But I've met Melissa. I even met Melissa a couple of years ago in 2019, and I showed her the picture. My father's holding me in the picture with my sister. My mother took it with the cast members, including Melissa. And Melissa was like, yeah, that was, she kind of recognized it, but didn't remember exactly what day that was.
No.
I was actually on the set there in old Tucson studios, where they've shot so many, from Little House on the Prairie, Bonanza, some of the old time Westerns from John Wayne, Eastwood,
Eastwood, yeah.
That's the magic, old Tucson studios. I don't know if it's still around anymore, but being on the set back then, it was magical. And
absolutely. So how are you going to, because you've achieved an awful lot, you've done an awful lot, you've expanded yourself in so many different directions, and now do you feel that maybe you should concentrate on your acting to get what you want? I mean, do you have to go to all these auditions? Do you have to have a good agent? Do you have a good manager? What is it?
Right now I'm without an agent at the moment, but I've had agents, and to me, I feel like I've done better without one than with one. But to me, I just feel like I've gone from one to another, like whatever, right now it's Trevor and then Titus, and I'm happy. And Titus has been doing very well. It's getting a small following and it's growing. And Trevor, which the short film, which actually is not the origin film, it's actually, they've decided to do a sequel that basically short film takes place after the origin film, which is something a lot of short films don't usually do.
Really?
So, which was unique because we designed it in a way that it gets people excited about the character, that they could see them at the film festivals and go, you know what, I'd like to know about his origin, or I'd like to see him in another adventure. And we've been shooting it. We were supposed to shoot it in April 2020. And of course, we had to postpone it.
Yeah.
We got half of it last summer. We just resumed this past weekend. I was on the set filming my scenes for it. I play a newspaper reporter, a news reporter covering the scene of the crime, of the murder that happens in the film. And that was very nice. And not to mention, I was kind of thrilled after I did my news report. We shot the scene. A family that lived in the house near where we were shooting just ran out and said, okay, what news crew are you from? What station? What news channel are you from? What happened here? What's going on? We were that convincing that they thought we were alive.
Cool. Cool.
Shooting. And I couldn't stop laughing when that happened, you know.
I bet.
But it's coming along so well. And honestly, I could not be prouder onto it.
Isn't that amazing? Because you know you've done so well, and you're still doing even better. But it seems you're getting known out there with all these, with Trevor and with this, all these different things that are going on, all these voiceovers. Seems like you're doing extremely well.
Oh, put it this way, I keep going from one to. I'm trying to be as humble about it because.
Don't be humble on my show. We're trying to get you out there. We want people to know every single great thing you've done, because that's what gets you out there. That's what our show is worldwide, so we want to know. So tell me right now, in a little short time, because we don't have much time left, what you want.
I want to do it all. The acting, directing, you know, I've done that already. You know, I've done it all. I've done the film festival, have my own one right there. I did it for 4 years, and I just want it all. But to me, the part that I loved the most of all of them was acting. Because
so we got to get you an acting part. Now, when you go for acting parts, what's your favorite part that you would like to go for? How would you, what is your kind of, the gangster?
Bond. James Bond. I have a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Okay, can you drive the Aston Martin, my dear?
Very well, my dear.
And can you cope with the wings coming out when he drives and the wings come out of the side of the car?
Absolutely.
And they cut everybody off.
My darling, I can do that very well.
Over. And could you protect me at all times?
With pleasure. Oh,
whose pleasure? Oh, that was cool. Absolutely. So that's what, so you, now the funny thing is, you're going to laugh at this again. I knew Broccoli.
Oh, wow.
Broccoli. I knew him and his wife. And I
daughter's running it now.
Yes, and they all started it. She was the writer of the script, 007. She was the writer, and they had absolutely no money, and they both went to London, to England, and she started writing this James Bond 007. I mean, this is just a hearsay story. I don't have all the details, but as that it was written, but they had no money, nothing, and she wrote this, and they started putting it all together, and we know the answer. And now the daughter's I met the daughter a couple of times at Loyola Marymount University. That's where she went. And but they're wonderful family, wonderful people, wonderful, beautiful people.
I've actually met several of the James Bond franchise actors. I've met George Lazenby. I've met Maud Adams, my favorite Bond girl. I've met Jeffrey Wright. I've met so many from the Bond family. And I wish I could have met Sean. I wish I could have met Roger.
Well, Roger Moore, actually, I honored Audrey Hepburn. I was doing the Hal Roach Awards for Loyola. I was honoring Audrey Hepburn. Unfortunately, she passed away. Roger Moore accepted the award. And I spoke to Roger Moore, and I said to Roger, I said, Roger, you used to play cards with my aunt in London. My aunt introduced him to Dorothy in Israel, got him into acting. That's how the whole thing started. And my uncle, who was married to my aunt, obviously was very, very upset because she spent all this time with Roger Moore playing cards in London.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that a cool story? Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, to me, hey, he was both James Bond and he was the Saint. He was Simon Templar.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. On that, I think, how can anybody reach you? I think we're going well over time, but that's okay. How can we reach you? How can anybody get hold of you to make you the new James Bond?
Absolutely, for several different things. One, on the ntitusvdm.com.
Titus.
You can get me on there, or the trevorhorrormovie.com website.
Oh, don't forget Trevor. Don't forget Trevor.
I'm also on IMDb. You can find out all about me, my bio, as well as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm all over the place except TikTok. Don't do those.
I'm on TikTok. I made it to TikTok. I found out how to work it and how to put stuff on there. So I'm like,
Gotcha.
well, that's amazing. Solomon, you've been absolutely wonderful and it's been great. What else can we do for you?
Well, put it this way, I have to definitely down the road, I've got to do a film with you in it.
Oh, okay. I love that. Oh my goodness.
Because I've said it to you before that, boy, I could see you. You've got the voice for animation. You've got the voice for film, for even movies. You look amazing, you know.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Oh, I feel so good now. I love it. I'm having you back on again.
Big shout out to Georgette Dante.
Oh, Georgette Dante, yes. Thank you, Georgette. Well, Georgette's a friend of mine.
It's been an honor and a pleasure, and definitely I look forward to the day we work together. I know it's going to happen. It's always a question when.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to let you make it happen. I'm going to put it. Oh, you're going to be in charge of Ninon in Vegas.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too.
Go to Vegas.
Also, when you come to Vegas, you come on my other show. I've got this other show, Vegas Live with Ninon. You actually come on live.
Where you're in person, yeah.
Come on live.
In person where I can actually give you a big hug.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Well, I must thank all my audience out there. Thank you for putting up with the two of us. We've been on a beautiful journey of a young gentleman living in Manhattan, in New York, and actually fulfilling what he wanted to do and what he's still doing. And he's had an amazing journey, but he's never let anything get in his way. And the only reason that he's been successful is because he marches forward and he keeps doing it. So now he's going to become the next 007. I can't wait to see that one. Well, maybe I could be your leading lady.
I definitely do.
Well, we don't know. Miracles can happen. Thank you everybody for watching out there. I would like to thank our social media shows who is my producer is Maria Pureza, and we shall be back sometime next week after, but we shall be back with our next guest. You take care. Thank you very much.
I will win.
Uh-oh! No! Don't you dare touch me! Oh! No! Why should I witness this?
Your meat charger is an asshole.
Your meat charger makes you wear ugly plastic over your gorgeous metal frame.
Professional golfers, when they start out, have a hard time.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Great.
You know, my son Theodore happens to be a very big golfing fan.
Dean Roderick Studios. There's no one like him. The best boss. Everybody dance!
What type of species goes to ensure their own demise? So I see them as less than human. What does that mean? Fractured dimensions.
All I keep thinking is big fucking deal. Why do you really want this apartment?
I think it's time for me to leave now, so I'm gonna go.
Sit down.
No, I don't feel comfortable with... Oh
Do me
my
a favor.
gosh.
Sit the fuck down!
Why are you doing
You had a
this?
wonderful Sweet 16. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Why are you doing
I want you to be honest.
Step down for a second, I'll tell you exactly
What did
why
you
I'm
say?
here.
What'd you say to me? Bang! Do that again.
Do what?
What you doing now? Smiling. It's a really pretty smile.
Thank you. I'm gonna make myself comfortable then.
Well, it's your home. Mi casa su casa. My house is now your house.
What are you gonna do now?
Well, basically, I guess at midnight I'm gonna leave.
You're gonna leave. Where are you gonna go?
You could have gotten her fired. She was never my teacher, but you both did it in public. So what are you saying? Did you ever find out why she decided to have an affair? She fell in love with me. Did she say that? No. But you told her that you loved her? Yes. Could it be that her husband was cheating on her and that prompted the affair, not your wonderful essay? What?
Let me tell you something. I never get complaints from none of my customers. Well, you think there's a supermarket you can just go and return stuff?
You
nah,
smoke
man.
it. You smoke it.
You already smoked half of it.
You don't get no refunds. That'll be the stuff, or I'm coming back for you and your girlfriend. You hear me?
My girlfriend. Great. So did you get my headshot from my agent Kat?
Kat.
From Total Casting.
Oh, Kat. She's great.
Yeah.
She's great. Yeah, she spoke very highly of you too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she told me about this audition. Like, I'm not sure exactly like what kind of film it was, but.
You have a monologue?
Yeah, I have a monologue. I'm ready.
All right,
definitely.
great.
Oh, can you believe that girl didn't even call me again? That chicken head.
I like it. What time do you like it?
I like.